The Ethiopian Prime Minister's visit was preceded by his Foreign Minister's visit to Sudan. Over the weekend, Ethiopian Foreign Minister Workneh Gebeyehu held talks with his Sudanese counterpart Ibrahim Ghandour in Khartoum. During these talks, the Ethiopian Foreign Minister conveyed a message from Ethiopian Prime Minister Haile Mariam Desalegn to Sudan's President Omar al-Bashir. The two countries are reportedly seeking to enhance their bilateral relations while seeking a common position on the growing tensions in the region. Well, earlier this month, Sudan closed its border with Eritrea after Egypt reportedly deployed thousands of troops from its rapid support forces to Eritrea. Sudan and Egypt have also been at loggerheads over territorial issues since last year.
This visit comes within the framework of all these bilateral relationships. We discuss bilateral issues between the two countries and the relationship with each other, as well as coordination on common regional international issues, especially as we are coming to the summit of the African Union, which its meetings of the Council of Ministers will begin on the 26th of January.
We are very ready to work very closely to coordinate this relationship for the better. We need this region should be very peaceful. If there is any problem, we believe, I and my brother agreed that if there is any problem, we have to solve by negotiation.
Well, let's get you some more detail and insight from CGTN's Yasser Hakim, who now joins us live with the latest from Cairo. Yasser, what's the expectation in Cairo ahead of the Ethiopian Prime Minister's visit?
Yes, there's a lot of expectation. It's a visit that has been postponed for a month, and many here are waiting to hear from the Ethiopian Prime Minister about the latest concerning the talks and results of the negotiations over the Grand Renaissance Dam built by Ethiopia. Now, you have two kind of reactions here in the country. You've got the public reaction, media, the public and so forth, and the social media, which all are accusing Ethiopia of trying to harm Egypt through building a dam that will affect the water share, Egypt's water share of the Nile. And then you have the official stance, which says that the solution will be through diplomacy, through talks, not through taking aggressive steps, and that in spite of the talks being stalled since last November, there is still hope by using the World Bank, for example, as a mediator, a technical mediator in the issue, and that only direct talks will lead to a positive outcome for both countries, that Ethiopia would have its dam, but at the same time without harming Egypt. And I think all the segments of society, whether official or non-official, are waiting to see what the Ethiopian Prime Minister will say when he comes here, and what kind of guarantees he can give to the Egyptians that would guarantee there will be no harm done to the Egypt's water share of the Nile, especially that it's a known fact that 99% of Egypt's water sources come from the River Nile.
And yes, as you've been saying, both Egypt and Ethiopia have been seeking alliances in the region over the Grand Renaissance Dam controversy and other regional issues. Is it significant, do you think, that the Ethiopian leader sent his foreign minister to Khartoum ahead of his Egypt trip?
Well, Khartoum or Sudan is a third party in this talks in the Renaissance Dam, because it's like Egypt will also be affected by the dam, and both sides, Egypt and Ethiopia, have been trying to measure Sudan's stance in this situation. At the moment, Sudan is backing the Ethiopian stance concerning the dam, and sees that the dam will not have an effect on Sudan. And therefore, Egypt is also trying to have alliances. You've seen the Eritrean president was in Cairo last week, although Egypt has denied that there are any troops deployed in Eritrea. Egypt has denied this news that has caused fear to Sudan. and Egypt said it does not intend to take any use of force or deploy any army in the area, and that it wants to maintain this conflict within, to be solved within the brotherly and neighborly countries, and try to solve it in a diplomatic manner rather than the use of force. And this has been the latest statements by the Egyptian president on the matter. Obviously, Sudan is in the middle of the situation, and there are conflicts between Egypt and Sudan over the border states, Halab and Shalatin, that Sudan is claiming it owns this area, which is inside the Egyptian borders. And also, Egypt has accused Sudan of harboring members or leaders of the outlawed Muslim Brotherhood, while Sudan is accusing Egypt of harboring or aiding and supporting rebels in Sudan. So it is a complicated matter, but both sides, obviously Sudan has summoned its ambassador from Cairo. So there are efforts to try to resolve the crisis on a diplomatic front in the next 3 weeks.
Okay, CGTN's Yasser Hakim there, thank you for that latest update.